Hello, it's Jesse Green, the 619 Nerd, and this is Gotham episode 3 called the BalloonMan. And it starts off with the Penguin Cobblepot comes back to Gotham, even though Gordon asked him not to, but it's his home. His mother's there. And he starts off, you see people getting robbed, seeing the corrupt cops, taking money from businesses, purse snatchers, and first thing he says, home. And then we meet a vigilante called the BalloonMan, and for the name, who kills this guy who is a Ponzi scheme, who takes pensions from like little old ladies and people that actually killed themselves. So the BalloonMan handcuffs him and he goes off in a weather balloon, and that's how the episode starts, pretty much. So Jim Gordin and Bullock really investigate but they don't care because he was a vigilante, he deserved to die, yada yada yada. And then you meet Selena Kyle, and this guy brings her in. Jim Gordon takes her back to Crime Alley because in the end of the last episode she saw the murder of the Waynes. So she escapes from Gordon. He even had to go into the stores to find a wallet to prove that she was there, and she was. And then you do meet a Lieutenant Cranston. Wonder where they got that from, which I'll explain in a sec. You see Fish Mooney, played by Jada Pinkett Smith. Her boy toy in the second episode gets beat up by Falcone or Falcone, depending on who says it in the pilot, but I digress. Anyway, not only did they mug Falcone's girlfriend, she also told the major crime that Jim Gordon killed Cobblepot in the pilot. And then later on, Montoya goes to Barbara Keene, who's going to be Barbara Gordon, because she's the fine fiance of Jim Gordon. Okay, so in the first episode they had a hint of lesbian. Here they more kind of laid it out. In the first pilot, it was the worst part of the pilot. A little bit better, but still not something I care about. We don't care. Why is she telling... They're trying to get him, but they keep telling Barbara, and she even said she knows when I was lying. You knew when I was lying, and you didn't care. Here she knows when Jim's lying, and she sees that he was not lying to her. So we'll see. Let's see what happens. I'm not sure about that. So anyways, Lieutenant Cranston, kind of a corrupt cop who just stole money from a drug dealer, gets attacked by somebody kind of looking like the Shadow. It's kind of slight nod. Actually, probably better if you see this version a little bit more. He was wearing it's almost the exact same thing except for the mask, or the whatever you would call it, the scarf or whatever. No cape, but you know. But he looked more like the 1940s serial version of Shadow, who had a black scarf instead of a red one. Because in black and white you couldn't see red anyway. But yeah, kind of slight nod to the Shadow, which I think is great. Who would be a mentor to Bruce Wayne, who we do see a little bit more. You see him sword fight with Alfred. He's actually more the Alfred we know than the cold and kind of militaristic Alfred we see in the first two episodes. He still cares for the boy, and somehow he got the photographs of his parents' murder. Well, and he even said, "Yeah, you're gonna have nightmares." Well, I already had those, so he's testing himself. He's stuff like that. So you see it a little bit more. Um, and like I said, the Shadow would be a mentor, and you can't have it because they don't have the right, which I think that was a mistake. They should have kept going with it. Because the Shadow made an appearance on more than once in the Batman book, so that was always nice. Um, excuse me. So anyway, but they find out that somebody sold the balloons to some guy in the mask, and there's four of them, and the third one was a priest who would touch kids, which is awful. But they find once one of the Lieutenant Cranston's body fell, which is funny, almost hit a woman and her dog. But they find evidence to find out who it was. It was the guy who brought Selena Kyle in, and they found out they were going to move her to a new juvenile hall. So they found out he was there. There was a big fight. Jim Gordon just grabs onto him because he got handcuffed to one of his own balloons. So Bullock had to shoot him. They hit, and he said in the second episode, they were rounding kids up and sending them to a juvenile hall upstate. So even he had enough. So yeah, and then I'm not gonna be the only one. There's gonna be more of us, cause you failed. And he even asked who was the fourth guy, and he told it doesn't matter. So all in all, it's a great episode. I like the slight nods to like the Shadow who would mentor Batman. Oh yeah, Penguin kills this guy who gets recognized. He's like a B story, or even this. No, he was more of a B. You saw more of him. He gets a job at Baroni's. Who he talks to him, he was listening. He knows what's gonna go on. Jada Pinkett Smith not only gets rid of Laszlo, her guy who got beat up, but set up Falcone's girlfriend. All this, and just lying to him because he thinks the other guy that. And then at the end, shocker of shocker, I thought it was gonna be Selena Kyle, somebody else. Nope, Cobblepot at Jim Gordon's front door, and Barbara opens it up. End of episode. What a shocking ending. Well, not shocking, but didn't expect that to happen. So overall, good episode. I like to see what's gonna go. What happens next week. It's getting better and better. Like I said, the first episode, you got a lot of reference. No Riddler this episode, so we'll see. I will do the first two probably Thursday. I know it's been being sick, and I hate this time of year because I get sick. Having issues with YouTube, not working, or if I do get it to work, the length is too long. What the hell's going on? I will fill you in more that I know. But this is Jesse Green, D619 Nerd, signing off.